Thank you, Paul, and really glad to be here today, joined by Nick to present to you this afternoon. So we'll get moving. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, so as the slide says, we've been in business and doing this for over 20 years, and we're a full service provider to businesses with between 10 and 1,000 employees. And we cover everything from managed services, which is about keeping the lights on for a business, all their IT needs, and also doing that project work for them when they require migration to the cloud or any other improvements they need in their IT environment. Internet and networks, where we're providing NBN and fiber services to give connectivity to businesses. Voice, which is around telephony in their offices, around whether it's soft phone or whether it's handsets in their offices, and then mobility, which is mobile phones, machine to machine services, and we have a global SIM network also, and cybersecurity, which is really about ensuring that the business is secure and not susceptible to threats, and also supporting businesses, when they are under threat, to remediate and support them through that process. So if we go to the next slide, please. So, if we look at the performance over the last few years and what we've been up to, and the last 3 years for the company has really been about transformation. So in FY21, where you can see those numbers on the left there, we're at 17.5 million in revenue, and we were up 17% on the prior year. And that was, really around more organic growth and some smaller acquisitions, and I'll talk to those in a moment. But really, at that stage in FY21, we were very much a mobility, voice, and internet and networks business. And the goal at that stage was to transform the company into a full service provider. That meant managed services and cybersecurity needed to be added. And that's what we've done. So in FY22, through a number of acquisitions, which I'll talk to in a moment, we've been able to add the full managed services suite to what we offer our customers. And then in FY23, we've added also cybersecurity services. So now we have the full suite to support our customers. And that's really important, because the businesses that we service and look after, and to win new business and to acquire new customers in this space, you need to be a full service provider. The smaller MSPs aren't getting the traction they need to, because they don't have the funds, the capability to do all of those services, and they tend to focus in one area. But what businesses are looking for is they're looking for an end-to-end provider who can manage everything for them, sort of one throat to choke. And that's where we find we win the majority of our business. And you can see there we've been growing year on year, culminating in revenue of 25.7 million in FY23. If you can move to the next slide, please. Okay, so over the last few years, as I said, moving through that transformation in FY21, we made a couple of smaller acquisitions. One was the Broadland Group, which comprised also of Vocal, and that was a mobility and voice and data business. And so were the Redtel and C3 Innovation businesses. And we focused on smaller acquisitions, which we could digest easily and really increase revenue. But with the transformation in FY22, it was more about bringing in businesses that had that capability in managed services. And in the businesses that we acquired were ICNE, Connected Intelligence, and NetHoster. And what we were able to do with those acquisitions is they were more strategic and bring in that capability where we required to do that. And then in FY23, it's been less about acquisitions, but more leveraging the cyber capability we have into the business and partnering with key providers in cybersecurity. We've done that now, and we have a full product and services suite in cybersecurity that integrates into our managed service solution for our customers. Thanks. If we could keep going. Our products, just to go through these quickly, Hubify One is a core product of ours, which really is about end-to-end management for a business and their users. So this is everything from mobile device management to all their IT needs. So this is really about a business keeping the lights on. This product gives the customer cost predictability. It's one fixed cost per user within their business. It's tailored to businesses that don't have an IT department at all. They don't even have a IT manager in their business. We take over everything and run their IT department. If we keep moving, please. Cybersecurity I talked to earlier is everything from auditing to backup and disaster recovery to proactive defence, event management and cyber governance. We offer that as a full suite to our customers. We have, again, a specific cost predictive product per user that we offer our customers in that space. And it's all wrapped up in our SIEM, which we support our customers in. And if we keep moving, and the reason we win and where we're successful is that we're agile, we're fit for purpose. Unlike some of those smaller MSPs that our customers may be used to, we're about proactive, not just responsive support. So it's not just about keeping the lights on; it's about delivering service to our customers proactively and showing them what they need to be moving to next, and then reliability and doing what we say we will do. We keep going. I'll pass over to Nick quickly on the financials before we go into questions.
Thanks, Vic. Just looking at the financial. Oh, yeah, I can see myself. So with the financials, we released these last week, and revenue has built to 25 million, as Vic said. We've had some good growth over the years, and it's really around that piece of underneath the Hubify brand. We are building a very different part of our business than we were, say, 2 years ago. Underlying EBITDAs, we've had a good result there. We've looked at 4.4 million. There's been some one-offs in that. We've certainly had a lot of restructuring costs that have come out, and we're on a new cost base that we are well realising, and taking that forward into this current financial year. And cash is important. Cash at 5.6 million. If we think of where we were in 2010, we did an equity raise for 5 million. And with that equity raise, we've made those 8 acquisitions and still got 5 million in the bank. So we've been able to support that through underlying cash flow. And then in terms of what we look to across the coming year, it's really around doubling down on these managed services solutions. How we can be targeted through things like the Hubify One package, adding to that cybersecurity, and we've got the in-house expertise now to do that and make sure that it's tailored to customer requirements. We're very good at customer retention. Those acquisitions, we've been able to keep all of those customers that we took on, and we've got very low churn rates. So that's encouraging. That's a very sticky business, and we see that through our high recurring revenues, which began at about 60%, but are now up to 80%. And then it's around lead generation and how we're using targeted digital marketing, looking at that C-suite, and really adding to the acquisitions pipeline. And the MSP, the small MSPs that can't service the breadth that we're now looking to offer is where we see that acquisition pipeline being most fruitful for us, as we're really looking at businesses from 50 to 1,000 employees. So I might just pause there and think about where we are for questions.
Thanks, gentlemen. Yep, got a few questions for you both. Let's kick off. In addition to your organic growth, the company has also acquired growth. What types of businesses will you acquire moving forward, and what sort of multiples and structures?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. I'll answer that one. We've in the past, as I said earlier, we've acquired businesses strategically, more mainly strategically, and that's been around bringing that managed services and cybersecurity capability into the business. But if we look forward, we have the full suite set now. We've got a strong leadership team of individuals who can drive the business forward and scale the business. So now it's really about customer bases. So it's bringing on customer bases, and where we see the biggest opportunity is in, you could buy bigger businesses, or you could buy lots of smaller businesses. We're probably looking now we're more focused on the smaller businesses. We can digest easily. We're a Microsoft house, so they need to fit a certain criteria, and we have a whole model on how we acquire businesses and what we look at. As far as multiples, we haven't bought businesses for more than a 3.5 multiple in the past. And we're probably looking around that high 2s, 3 multiples at the moment for those businesses.
All right, thank you. And what other listed companies do you consider peers, and how does the Hubify business compare to them? And what competitive advantages do you have versus these peers?
Look, I mean, there's 2 ways you can compare us. There are a few businesses that are like ours. I can think of Spirit and the Comms Group. They're probably the most similar. You also have businesses like Cirrus, who are more predominantly in just managed services. We compare ourselves to them. Probably the big difference with our position in the market at the moment and say a Spirits or a Comms Group and even a WCG is that during the last period we've been very disciplined about the businesses that we acquire. So we don't have any bank debt. We've been buying those businesses, leveraging the cash we have. We're in a stronger cash position than a lot of those businesses. They carry that debt. So we think that, from a market perspective, we're in a good position. And we're also talking to those businesses because it's a fragmented market out there. And, so we're connected to the guys. We talk to them a lot and, to keep any M&A opportunities of the future open.
And one here, who are your top 5 customers and what sort of percentage of revenue do they account for?
Good question. I'll probably leave that one to Nick.
Yeah, sure. For that, I guess the top 5 customers are less than 20% of our revenue. Our top customer is in the aged care area. They're over 1,000 seats. We've got a good relationship with that customer and been able to manage that from an acquisition and keep and nurture that relationship. So aged care, we're big in. We've got some retail. Harris Farm is a customer. We are in some not-for-profits, but we've got about 90 managed service customers, and looking at adding those as well as we can build the pipeline.
Okay. And just on that, what is a typical managed services customer you are targeting, and what does the pipeline for this type of customer look like?
Yeah, I'll just keep with that one. So effectively, there's probably 2 tranches. There's the customer that's under 100 employees, might be multiple sites, and that's where we offer that Hubify One product, so that they're basically paying a set fee per employee per month, and we're just doing all their IT, and that can be used with an existing IT in-house. And we just do all that endpoint management amongst other things and security, or it can be the whole lot. If we're talking about over 100 seats, we're usually involved in tenders or bespoked, and we've got the capability in-house to do that. And that's where our biggest customer is over 1,000. And when you're doing that type of work, there's professional services that you add on top of it that we see as the opportunity, and then there's all the adjacencies and making sure that their cyber's up to date, or we're able to support them through any of their other IT needs.
Desmond, thank you very much. Really interesting story, and many thanks for taking the time to present today.
Thanks, Paul, and thanks everyone for joining and listening.